Not that we ever do either of those.
What are you
Not
talking about?
ever. We are never
Yeah, we're,
reckless around here.
yeah, we're organized, calm.
And waiting an hour.
Howdy,
Uh,
folks.
Heidi, everybody. Oh, wait. We got a TCG. We got a
Hey,
TCG.
TCG, what's
Hey,
happening, man?
not much.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody have a good weekend?
yeah.
No.
I had to talk to this weirdo like twice. Put me to sleep both times. It's like
Yeah.
I can't wait to get out of here fast enough so I can go take a nap.
Oh, what went afoul, crafting?
Exact details aren't important, but yesterday was just not my day.
Sorry to hear that.
Did you get tasered in the nuts?
I think I would have preferred that.
I knew you were going to say that.
Mm,
But that's his kink, folks, so.
yeah. Oh. Mm. Well, that's depressing. Let's
Yeah,
move on
sorry to
to
hear
more
that.
depressing topics.
Yeah, you missed a good game on Saturday, but if you watch the show, you'll be caught up.
Yeah.
Was my character a part of the events of that show?
You know, you're unconscious.
Then I
Um,
won't. Then I won't watch because that would give me information my character shouldn't have.
No, you're
um,
just being lazy. That too.
well, then go back and watch it like after the fact, because
Yeah.
believe it or not, the events of the game probably took. It wasn't really very long a time span. It could have been an episode of 24. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
about an hour.
Well, no, because each episode of 24 takes. Oh, yeah, it's an hour. That's the premise of that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking 24 hours. No, but that's the season. The
Mhm.
season's 24 hours.
Yeah. So yeah,
Which
minus the
is.
time that everybody was unconscious. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. For those of you that don't, Shadow's channel is in the description. So if you want to go watch that mind numbing Traveler or whatever, you all hate Traveler. We all know it. The only thing you ever play is fucking 5th edition D&D. You damn gay weirdos.
Um, yeah, I did go back and watch it, and for as boring as it was, there was sure a whole lot of laughing. So I'm going to call that a win because that's what I'm shooting for more than anything else is the sound of laughter because it's really hard to have a shitty time if you are laughing.
Well, Bubba just sent me a video response on Discord of him listening to music. He can't come because he's got children, grandchildren, or fucking terrorists. I don't know. He's gonna miss our new song in 56 minutes and 30 seconds. I had to rush. I was verifying it was good right before the show when Shadow was waiting for me to start talking to him.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
hardly be pins and needles.
yeah,
What'd you say?
yeah, exactly. You're gonna love every minute of it.
Yeah, I'm certain I
In
will.
56 minutes and 2 seconds.
You see this, folks? The boy can't wait.
I got a timer. It exists solely so I can not just hit the button now. We gotta have suspense and shit. So what's on the topic today besides crafting tasered nuts or whatever is depressing him?
I don't know. How was your game with Bruce?
Oh, that was actually great.
Glad to hear it.
Uh, almost got killed by a minotaur. If it wasn't for the fact that I built myself as a tough wizard, I would have been one-shotted.
I wrote a story with a minotaur in it. You don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
happen what happened to the character in that book.
no, I don't. Especially this was an infernal minotaur. That'd be internal burning.
Yeah. Shadow knows about that.
Only in the Vegas circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a Mexican wife. You eat jalapenos every day. You know what internal burning is.
No, I don't eat.
Oh no, anal.
I almost never eat her cooking except like once or twice a week, and it's
Dude,
never
that's a
spicy.
lot. You know, once or twice a week is a lot on the grand scheme of things.
I suppose.
You know, that's like saying that's literally like Justin saying he has a pizza every week.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He has like 5 or 6, at least 3 or 4.
Well, I've been cutting back to 2 a day. Uh, so we played Cyberpunk. You missed it crafting. The audience is out there. Uh,
Cyberpunk
or Cyberpunk Traveler.
traveling. Yes,
Sorry, I was watching a thing on Cyberpunk this morning.
gotcha. We also played some AD&D last night, which was a lot of fun. I thought some people were going to die, but
Not this guy. I'm supreme.
thankfully, Mac was back in town, and that helped out a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
It really
We
did.
should play Cyberpunk.
I'm not a fan of the genre, to be honest. I really don't. The whole idea of cybernetics kind of creeps me out.
I'm
You
not
know,
surprised, given you're from the Stone Age.
Yeah. Well,
my old man had this book on cybernetics back in. He must have picked it up in like the 50s or early 60s, and I had read it as a youngster. And I because of his and my mother's health, they were in and out of the hospitals a lot. Both of them ended up on respirators eventually, and the merging of men and machines just to me is just I get it if if you don't have a choice, or if it's that or not having a right or left hand kind of thing. I
yeah.
totally get it, but I want to keep all my parts intact as long as possible.
Oh, fuck.
So I've seen people literally kept alive because of machines, so I get it, but I think
Well, it's also a game, bro. Like
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
doesn't it
It's
doesn't.
just it's just
Yeah.
unclean. The
Well,
idea of
that's part of the genre. If it doesn't make you feel that at the end of the game, you've probably done something wrong.
yeah, because I did enjoy Ghost in the Shell and Altered Carbon as you know visual experiences and the stories like that, but it did always leave me feeling uh,
If we
just
had cybernetics like cyberpunk right now, or well, I guess you could say like 3 or 5, depending on how you look at it, implants I would want. Both my eyes, both my arms, so I could keep a steady eye on my miniatures
That's
and
sad, man.
computer and perfect computing, so I could lay down all the perfect lines.
Then
Hey,
there's
don't
no
forget, I want
skill
to
in
turn.
that. You can
I'm
just have
also
a
wanting to turn
robot
this.
painted things for you instead.
yeah.
Yeah, like I encourage you on
Well,
how Shadow how Shadow should be starting to write his books with robots because
Why would he waste his money when he's got plenty of useful little femboys in the garage?
can you imagine
this
what
is true.
stories? My stories would be like they came right out of Wizards of the Coast. I don't want that.
No, it wouldn't be that bad.
Bubba spare parts like lungs and stuff. If they're like organic, I got no problem with that. I mean, I would assume they would be coming from clone cultures of myself, so
Well,
it's
you
still
don't know that.
me.
They could
Well,
be
no,
generic. They could
if
develop a strain of generic genetics so they could just grow, uh, the fake organs and they just like your body won't resist them.
Yeah,
Oh, they've been
it,
trying to do that. The religious nuts keep saying no. That's sacrilegious.
Uh,
I don't really
that's
think it's.
overblown.
Yeah, I've really never actually heard anybody say that except me. So, um,
Yeah.
Like if you actually delve deep into it, the religious community has a tighter grip on the science community than anyone wants to admit. And
You're
if
listening to
religion
some.
doesn't want you
yeah,
researching it, you
Yeah,
don't
I
yeah.
do
wish
that.
that was true.
I'm gonna be telling you
No,
to
someone else will be
get the
banned.
fuck off Reddit. Yes, you good sir will be banned. That is our policy. If you start coming around here telling us how to get things by sending you money, the only people that sends money to anyone around here is you to me through buying one of my T-shirts. I recommend you buy White Power, just because
Um,
people have been
I
tangentially
don't
bringing
know what
up.
to say. Um,
You got to point the other way, bro.
yeah, who's talking?
People have been tangentially bringing up whites a lot lately in games,
Mhm.
so that shirt's been on my mind. The one with
and
a
and
white
George,
and the word power across it.
the whole Steve Austin thing. When I was a kid, I did watch and enjoy the show, but it was more of the same. It's like, I get it. Well, existing without an arm,
Bye,
both
Bubba.
legs, and an eye would be.
Not. It's RoboCop. Steve the Austin is gay because his whole outfit consisted of a tracksuit.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Russian.
Yeah, but he still wore a tracksuit everywhere.
Well, that's the Russian attire.
Yeah,
Take care, Bubba. We doing a show Thursday?
and he's probably already left. Ask him in
Yeah.
Discord. He also can't answer you through the. Well, yeah, I guess you could say yes in chat, but whatever. Da, 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 da. We really should start coming up with more topics than just
Current
me
events.
me playing a AI generated song an hour into the show, which is our new thing. I really want you guys to start coming up with your own stuff and submitting them to me. Uh,
Just haven't gotten around to it yet.
yeah, that program is free. Yeah. Okay, so next week we're starting the writing thing, but it's review. So we talked about that before. It's go back to something you were working on before and wanted to give a second pass at.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I recommend you do not erase your document. You duplicate it. Your thing has a thing says copy tab in
Yeah.
that side, in the side options,
Hmm.
and then label the first one draft A, and then the second one draft B, and then rewrite it. Try and rewrite it from memory, actually.
Yeah. I don't know how well that would work.
That is, well, you read it first and then rewrite it from memory. Um, I probably won't do that, but that's the thing I've heard people say do.
Hmm.
Uh, you might want to try. Uh, and then you make any changes. I think you said you wanted to do the airships one before.
I don't think that's the one I would work on. If anything, it would be, um, maybe though. I don't know. I've got a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Honestly, maybe going back to Harvester of Sorrow, so I could maybe actually get that one done.
yeah,
That was one of the biggies that I just didn't finish. Uh,
yeah. I do recommend like finish it quickly in like the first week, and then spend the rest of the 3 weeks rewriting it, going over any plot holes, or if you want to add any character viewpoints or characters. Period. Is there any character that doesn't work, or do you need another
Mhm.
character? Do you want some viewpoints from different characters? What's the bad guy doing in the story? Sometimes it pays to step into their shoes for a scene or two. Uh, yeah, you know what I mean.
Mhm.
You've read books and shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, word on
Yes.
MVP vote. I hope it's Nettie. Yeah, yeah. I hope it's me too. For MVP, Shadwell. Answer, poor George.
Um.
Answer, poor George. Answer him
Uh,
now.
uh, I've had several votes.
None for Ned.
Unfortunately, they were through Discord and not the comment section. But I'm actually going to make a video uh, later this afternoon after the show, probably like minutes after the show, to request that folks come back and do that for us. Also, we need a picture of Omen. I realize he has not done that, and obviously, that he's not a big, I don't know that he does any AI fiddling around, but he could at least give us a description that I can hand it over to George so that we have.
I
Uh,
thought we said it before he left uh, Saturday. It's just Alex Jones.
I'll double check with him. I know he will check his Discord between now and then, just so George has a file of everybody,
Yeah.
and because there's
If
gonna
not Art Bell, Art Bell would be funnier. But if he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
answer,
hmm
uh,
Just make him look a little more sci-fi with some sort of weird headset, gadgets, goggles, whatever. Um,
mhm.
and I need to send you a picture of the Greyhawk
The
and any
Greyhawk.
other pictures. Because I have to redo. I was making this file with all the AI art and trying to keep it in chronological order, but it's really touchy when it comes to adding a picture. It's like you can have one picture on a page, the way I have it formatted, I guess, and
Yeah, yeah. It's weird.
every once in a while I've deleted entire pictures by
Okay.
putting in a new picture, you know,
Yeah,
and
because
I'm
it's
just like,
it's 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 not really meant for that. Always uh, insert a line break. Go to insert, and there'll be a thing called line break, and it'll pop a line across the thing, and it'll help you do that. Also, for that, switch it from page to endless paper.
mm-hmm,
It'll be better.
mm-hmm.
You know how
Because I
the
do want to
pages
have
get switched, and
I do
that's
want to be
just a
able to
talent.
have kind of like a picture book of what
Yeah,
happened with the names of the characters or the name of the scene or what have you under each picture, and just keep going and going until we get to the end. Which
you
I
do
was watching.
understand everything I just said, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I was just making
I was
sure
watching.
you're not quite Raven, but you're pretty much there technologically.
No, no, I'm way ahead of that. I yeah. Uh, I was watching a video from Double D this morning about long
we know
term.
we know you like the double D.
Uh, I didn't play Shadowrun. I hated the idea of elves and trolls and dragons and stuff coming back because of some stupid apocalypse. It was just
Yeah.
another excuse to have elves and dwarves and gnomes and trolls and dragons in a setting that they're not originally from.
So
So
obviously you don't like riffs.
our Star Trek.
No, I like everything about Rifts except well, not everything, but that was a different. In Rifts, my understanding is that they literally come from not Earth. They didn't like spring up out of the ground like they did in
Oh yeah,
Shadowrun.
yeah, yeah. The closest you got to that is if they've come from Palladium Fantasy, and that's only because there's a lot of correlation of Palladium Fantasy being past Earth, thanks to the shape of it being Pangea. or
Mhm.
one of the continents, one of the large continents at any rate. And no, and Kevin has always said, "Is it?"
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's the closest you'll get to an answer.
Okay.
Like, so you
Weird.
could say they sprang from Earth, but that it's still they had to get to a portal to end up in rifts.
Exactly, exactly. Whereas in Shadowrun, it's literally like people started turning into trolls and orcs
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
because it was in their DNA a million years ago, and
Yeah.
dragons. It was gay. I just hate it.
That's sort of like in what's that novel series by Terry Brooks? Shannara.
Yeah.
Shannara was like that. But there was also like nuclear mutations and shit like that. Like the trolls aren't like actual trolls. They're a byproduct of nuclear mutants.
Mm. Yeah, I did that. That's kind of how my actual orcs came about on one of my main worlds, is from a catastrophe that involved both magic and science, and they're just a mutated race. I didn't want to go with elves, because that's somebody else's gig, and
Elves
it's
were elves and Shannara were still around. They were just hiding.
I meant orcs came from elves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I didn't want to do that, and I was mixing magic and technology in the world. Um,
Mm.
but I was watching this video from Double D, and he was going on. It was about long term campaigns, uh, and those days are kind of over. If you've got one going, awesome, but there's
We're
no
on our
way.
second year.
Right, but he was kind of bragging about his 30-year campaign, which I had one as well. Unfortunately, it kind of ground to a halt when my friend passed away last year. So it's only two or three people left, and bringing new people into it and blah blah. It's just it ended on a high note, and I'm cool with that. But uh, he did make the greatest of points. If you want a game to really last, you gotta be friends. You're not just uh,
Met somewhere.
yeah, yeah, and most of us might never meet. Crafting and I might. Justin, if you go to CleriCon, maybe.
Nah.
Um,
I don't like you guys well enough for that.
uh but I do I do look at most of you guys, most of you, as actual friends, and hopefully someday we will get to meet. I know things are vastly different than when we were all youngsters and able to game every day at home or friend's house or the local shop and go out for a burger or a beer afterwards. Um,
Or during.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or instead of playing, going to see a movie or something like that. But even then, movies these days kind of suck ass. So it's like, what else is there to do? Eat
Yeah.
and play games, or I don't know, maybe go shooting or something. Jackie went shooting this weekend. He said he had a lot of fun uh, with JROTC. But
JR. They let them have guns.
well, it wasn't an official thing. It was uh, they got together with some adults who oversaw the let's go out to the desert or the range or wherever they went and planked around, and they were very careful. Nobody went to the hospital or anything. It was all
Oh,
supervised.
they didn't do it properly then.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't say anything.
Nobody went to the hospital.
His mom would have been freaking out and
Yeah.
doing stupid shit.
Trying to find a good poster from the Shannara TV show to put up.
Yeah, the the closest I ever came to any of that was back in the day. I was at this game shop that I worked at, and it was a regular. Before that, one of the older guys ran this game called The Sword of Shanana.
Shauna.
It was a one shot. It was just goofy as hell and
Yeah.
a lot of fun. But I didn't learn anything about Shannara. Uh,
Yeah, that's okay. The story gets kind of stupid really quick. I do like that it's secular. Like it follows. Like there'll be a short series following a character like in the first book, Elmsmith. I can't remember the guy's name.
uh,
And then the next series follows like his son, and then the one after that follows his like his son's grandson or something like this. Like a few generations down the line, then a few generations down the line, then the
mhm.
next generation.
Yeah, that's another thing that Double D was talking about is generational type games. You know, when you're playing these long term games, uh, like I did, you're eventually running the kids or the grandkids of the original party. I like that idea. Um, but at the same time, you know, like with the Traveler game, I don't want it to run, you know, forever. You know, I want uh, there to become
Yeah,
a definitive, you know, end. You know, they did what they set out to do, and they're done. You know,
yeah. I'm really hoping that it's just this sequence of events and then like we're done for a while. We could do something else. There's like 500 other games that we could play
yep, yep.
for like 3 to 6 months.
Uh, Yeah.
Uh,
You know, the Wizards of the Coast says, you know, the average campaign lasts 7 games. If I can double that, do 14, and we call it quits, I'll be happy. Less than that, okay. Less than 7, I'll be pissed. Uh,
yeah,
and then, like you said, play something else. Uh, Obviously, there'll be some transition time to figure out what game it is, make characters, work on the world, or if it's not already there. Hey, George, you want to run a game?
yeah.
Or you, Justin?
I might pop up my copy of Morkborg there and make you guys sit through it.
Uh-huh.
You can die after one session.
Well,
Yeah. This was the Shannara TV show. And all you need to know about
Oh,
it is
I recognize that.
that center lady right there, Poppy Drayton. Yeah, I'd bend her over a table in a heartbeat. You can't really make out her face there. She's kind of cute, but yeah, it's like a Italian name, Poppy. Wow. She got turned into a tree, which meant
okay.
season 2 really sucked because she wasn't in it anymore.
Are you sure about that?
Well, she was a tree.
No, that it sucked.
I watched it. Production
Okay, George.
value all around the production value all over the place went downhill.
Hmm. No,
Um,
I was just you know being ornery because usually when uh, lately when the main star is a woman, it's
she was not the main star. She was the second.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Not since Ripley has there been a really good lead actress in anything that I've given a shit about.
there have been a few things, but
I nothing comes to mind. I don't want to be like that, but you know, lately when it's been rammed down our throat,
oh,
even like Fallout, it admittedly it wasn't as heavy handed as they probably wanted to make it, but
uh, I took it as more of like tongue in cheek in that
yeah, but
Elmsford.
when it comes to doing all the physical things that a hero is often required to do. Um, if you're relying on a chick, sorry, but
Yeah, I watched Buffy back in the day, right? And that was fucking hilarious.
I saw the movie. I did enjoy the movie, and it was funny because they kind of along the lines of I don't know if you watched Heroes, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cheerleader. She wasn't the main star, but there was a heavy emphasis on her. But everybody else got
Well,
their
for
time
the
in the
poster.
sun as well.
Um, no, no, no. What I mean is, Sarah Michelle Gellar could like pull off the stunts with the same level of competency that what's her face from the movie could. But as the show
Christina
went,
Applegate,
what?
was it Christina Applegate?
No, no.
Okay, why did I think it was?
Married with Children.
Yeah, that would have been funny if it was her.
Yes, it would.
Um,
But as the series went on, she became less and less competent with the. It's like she stopped giving a shit about showing up for the action scenes.
oh, really?
Yeah, it was like you could like as she hit the wall and lost her baby weight. Is that's what that usually is? You lose your baby
Right.
weight. Um, so she got skinnier, and it just became more and more ridiculous. There's a point where she's like throwing proper punches in the first season, and then in the last season she's doing this.
Really?
Yeah, and like when you can see it during a training montage, it's even more.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like, can you say you don't want to be here anymore? Then
right.
you're getting paid millions of dollars to pretend, and you don't want to.
That's
You know
kind of
what I mean?
sad.
Yeah.
It's like really sad.
No, no. I Interview with the Vampire killed any interest in vampires for me. 'Cause that was literally my first experience with vampires. Don't get me wrong, I still like the Bram Stoker Dracula movie, the one from like the 80s or 90s. But very first vampire movie I seen was Interview with the Vampire, and it's just like this is what vampires are. Meh.
Mm, well, there's other stuff going on in that movie or that book. The book wasn't bad. I
It
actually like
was
the
the movie,
series, even
not the
though
book.
there's a lot of gay stuff in it.
Yeah.
The Anne Rice vampire series.
Yeah.
I think it's got a name.
Interview
Yeah,
with the Vampire.
that's the first book.
That's the only one I read, and I wanted to vomit several times through it.
Was there gay stuff in that one? I swear that they held off on that. She held off on that until later
I
books.
don't remember. It wasn't that. It was the description of the drinking of blood that made me want to vomit.
Oh well, it's
It was
fucking
just
vampires, man. That
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it's also like graphic, right?
yeah, yeah. It's I mind you, the reason was because I'd literally seen people do it in real life at parties and things.
Scene, fuck, man. I was in that goth scene for a little bit while, for a little bit,
And
for a little bit,
I
for a
was well,
while.
I was dating a girl who went to a party, and I'm just like, get me the fuck out of here,
Uh,
because it's just wrong.
yeah, but it tastes good.
No, just thinking about it, just it's like why? I mean, even
That
if it did any of the things it was purported to do,
Oh, it doesn't do any of that shit. Just tastes
right?
good.
Yeah, I would still nope the fuck right out of that situation.
Can't digest it. Just letting you know right now, you cannot digest human blood.
And George, we'll probably take you up on that. Uh, Maybe might want to break out some paper and pens, man, or however you do it. Um, it's weird. I heard, I forget who it was. Someone I was watching a video, and someone had not heard of the games we play as paper and pens, or I think that's what it was, paper and pencil games. That's
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
was.
That's
That's
what they were called first.
before
Yeah.
the TTRPG bullshit.
Before
Yeah,
RPG.
yeah, yeah. You're
It
right.
was
You're right.
yeah, before RPG, man. But yeah, no.
Oh, that
Some fucked up shit. But
that
yeah,
sucks.
I don't know. I'll do more work. I'll make you guys sit through the depressing apocalypse.
Uh huh.
You guys can go hunt down some pedophile in a cave somewhere. I'll just run the module in the book.
Hmm.
Keep it dark and real. Shadow will know what to do. I'll make his character the illiterate guy. So, no. You can go through the character, the character creation thing if you want, or just pull the prefab out of the book.
Hmm. Yeah. When it comes to RPGs, most of them I'll give them a try. I played 5e, I played Pathfinder, I played Toon, I played
Yeah,
all kinds of crazy shit that a
I've
lot
never
of.
run a game before, so
Uh,
It's
Only one way
easy.
to.
Just plan to kill all the characters.
I don't have to. The book does that for me.
Ah.
Uh, but yeah, no, I was just for fucking. I don't care. 3 to 10 sessions is good by me. Uh, you know, like I'm not saying because we finished that storyline. When I say that, I mean like I want the events that we are tasked with at the beginning of the game to either be resolved or failed by that time. Not that we're forsaking the characters for the rest of our lives.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Because uh, I could see, like maybe it's just me, but I could see that the ending include the survivors, let's say, going back to Vega Court, and like in Real Men, everything's all been fixed up, and you know, uh, they
screw
they
that. I've
they.
committed insurance fraud. I've got enough to buy my own ship. I'm just not going to do it until we're done these events.
But I could see the characters kicking back in their shop when they get back home, kicking their feet up and going, yeah, it's good to be home, that kind of thing. A little montage of everybody doing their thing with that look like, yeah, I did some cool shit, but it's good to be back doing the grind, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um,
What's Real Men on Tubi?
Destroy Vega Court.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I fucking. I'm never going back to Vega Corp. I lived there before. I'm never going back. And I think that's Josh's opinion too. He's glad to finally be out from under the Soylent dispenser. uh,
well,
his job is solely there to clean up after the riffraff.
mhm.
And that's only because it's cheaper to employ him than keep replacing the robots that get stolen. uh, F Soylent King. oh. Oh. 21 minutes. Yeah, so anything interesting going on?
I'm doing the short video I told you about. I got to try to finish reading the Time magazine on 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. Um, I got some other stuff coming in. I'm
What kind
supposed to
of
do. I'm
what
supposed to
kind of
do a show. What?
What kind of articles does the Time magazine thing prepare?
It starts off with the history of the before times, and up to fifth edition. Then it's going to do a bunch of stuff on uh, YouTube and Stranger Things and Jenny D and Critical Role and all the what's going on in the bigger part of the hobby with the you know the
Hmm.
you call it the bastardization of what was once a great tradition, and dumbing it down for the masses, trying to make that sound like a good thing. So far, they've been fair and accurate about a lot of things in the first part. But I flipped through, and there's even an article in it on gaming being therapy or therapeutic. I'm sure
Oh,
they're going to go into the more therapy than therapeutic. Playing
yeah,
softball is therapeutic. Okay, if that's
yeah.
what you need. Okay, but thinking that this hobby is
A
adequate
replacement for.
replacement for help.
Well, like
At this
there
point,
have
it
been.
is actually. Trust me,
Oh
I've
yeah,
had my experiences.
there have been times where like the game, not specifically D&D, but like role playing, has been used to help people work through traumatic events in their
By
lives.
licensed professionals.
Yes, but just playing D&D does not do that, especially when you reconform the game to prevent you from ever going through anything traumatic.
Hmm.
It's
Exactly.
like why is it that literally the Care Bears dealt with more severe and realistic topics than modern D&D wants to?
Because
The
there's been
Care
a
Bears dealt with slavery.
there's been a push to continue a generation of weakness. You see, what most people forget is that having a good circle of friends to
It's
hang
it's
out with.
it's why the phrase "shut up, faggot" is very important in society.
I can't argue if you're being weak mentally or physically or emotionally, when you have it
Yeah.
within yourself to not do so, and you fall back on that time after
Well,
time after
a lot
time.
of times they aren't being weak. They're like conforming to a dialogue tree in order to influence control over the other,
Hmm.
right? Like I'm here having fun, and my fun involves talking about real world things and joking around. So dialogue tree informing fucking conformist is there to shut it down
Hmm.
solely to dominate and oppress.
Hmm. Yeah, not a fan.
The person who tells you you can't play role playing games that involve slavery, fictional things that involve slavery, is the person who wants you to be a slave
Yeah,
in the
because they don't
real
want you to
world.
understand what you're dealing with, and the repercussions, and how we should always keep one eye open for that sort of evil coming back down the road.
I think
Where
you're still you're going even too far with that, right?
you
Like
think
they just literally like they're influencing control over you in that moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, I always uh, try to see the bigger picture, and
yeah,
growing up on the dystopian future movies. I always have it built in, where I'm expecting that other shoe to drop, and suddenly we're getting the tattoo on our foreheads, our heads shaved, and all the THX kind of stuff. Uh,
yeah.
that a lot of people would love to see. A society where most people can't read would be fantastic to some people. I don't
Yeah.
personally agree. I think everybody should spend more time reading, at least an hour a day. I mean, even if you're, no longer in school,
Well,
etc.
it also depends on what you're reading, right? Like,
Well, look at the old days. When Dad would come home, have dinner, sit in front of the TV, but he's actually reading a freaking newspaper. You know,
mhm.
that was so such a thing for so long a period of at least history in this country, and now you can't even find a newspaper. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, you can. They're just digital. Um, the problem is, like, so much of what people actually read these days is just bite-sized nonsense because of
Mhm.
like Twitter and Instagram and
Right, and YouTube doesn't count as reading,
no,
despite what I
no,
tell myself.
yeah. And most of the information sources that are on YouTube are just repeating the bite-sized nonsense they get off of TikTok and Instagram.
or
Like
whatever.
they read
There's
the
a lot.
they read the title of the article and not the article itself, and then make up the contents in their own head based on what little thing was meant to lure their attention. You know, uh,
Yeah.
it's a half truth is a
Like,
full lie kind
not
of mentality.
not getting political, but my father believes pretty much every headline he reads on YouTube. He admits he doesn't watch the video, but he believes the headline.
Yeah, but the headline is there to get you to watch the video, and usually it's like a misleading headline, right? Like,
Uh-huh. That's what I try to tell him, but no.
yeah.
He basically come back at me with why would the news lie?
All you got to do is hit him back with, "Why wouldn't they?"
I tried. He literally come back at me, why would they? He wanted an actual explanation. That's what I tried to say, money. And he said, no, it's free. The news is free. It's like, oh my God, you are a retard, Dad.
Are you noticing those commercials every 8 minutes,
Uh-huh.
or that they're trying to get you to think a certain way, and every channel is trying to get you to think, like the same way? You've seen those
Oh
montages.
no, he likes modern media.
Uh,
Oh, and this is why I support death camps. No offense, crafting, but your
Yeah.
dad needs to go into one.
Oh, oh. Last
Uh,
political thing, and then we need to change the subject. He has literally said that if Trump tries to take over Canada, he'll snipe at any soldiers trying to cross the border from around here.
Thank you.
uh,
Okay, he's reprieved. He can go to the death camp after he finishes killing all the soldiers that invade Canada.
yeah, it's never going to happen, and if it does, it wouldn't be. How do you put it? There'd be a whole lot of people on both sides that would have to want it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And borders change all the freaking time. We've got a couple of states right now that are trying to join one another. Break off from their,
Oh yeah,
their
we
states.
there's a entire town. Like not a town. I think it's like oh crap.
County.
What county? Thank you. The entire county that is trying. Well, at least for a couple of years ago, was trying to become part of South Idaho.
Right, right. I knew it was
Yeah.
Idaho, but I wasn't.
Um, California? No, I remember that.
It's the state right below Washington. That's all I know.
Uh,
I can't remember.
Ohio.
I think so. I do remember this too. They're a legal state and they want to join a non-legal state.
what?
Legal for marijuana.
Oh, no, no, it was a tax thing.
I know why they wanted to do it. I'm just saying, like you guys are going to be very sad when you don't get to go to the weed store anymore.
Well, most of the people probably don't smoke weed there. That's like
Yeah, that's fair.
it's an artificially enlarged group of people by representation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
Most
If
people I know don't smoke, so
yeah,
Yeah. There's a reason they call it dope. Just
I
saying.
know. Oregon.
Pardon?
Oregon. If it was next to Idaho, it'd be Oregon. Uh,
Sorry about the dog, guys.
yeah.
I'll go down
Just
and
feed
feed
them
him
to
in
the
a minute.
neighbors. Just feed
Don't do that.
I don't I don't think I have any neighbors that would want to do that.
I don't think I could, honestly. I know that in a survival situation, I could not eat my own pet, period.
Mm.
But I don't think I could actually eat a dog.
I could,
Dog.
but I hope I don't ever have to.
Hmm. Well, yeah. I don't know about that either. Eating dogs. I think I'd rather eat people.
I don't think I'd have a problem eating cat, as odd as that might sound.
Oh yeah. Cat jerky. I'm all down for that. Just keep a couple of mouses around and then eat the rest.
Yeah.
Let the mousers get fat enough to 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 eat more, and then you know what I mean. It's the
Yeah.
cycle of life.
Yep.
Kumbaya, Kunamatata, or whatever that.
Yep.
Too bad Raven wasn't here for that last comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's from. I talked to her earlier. She was in the process of trying to uh, work with a technician, not from India, to get her YouTube channel up and running. Hopefully that'll
I
happen. But
kept
she
trying to get in
may.
contact with her all last week, and I'm not going to hang around waiting for her for an hour uh,
Yeah,
when I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. Um,
yeah. She's got a really good tech dude. Well, he's not really a good person, but he's good at his job. Um, Helping her out, and unfortunately, she may lose a bunch of her subscribers. She's got like 20 or 30, and she's all like, "Oh," I'm like, Chica, when you get up and running, you'll break past 100 in a
yeah,
month. You know, just
yeah.
crazy fast, just by virtue of being a chick. That's the way it works.
hmm hmm
So embrace it,
Well,
and
she's also got that like little community that pops forth. Um, and
yeah, it's not even all that little.
yeah,
She's got contemporaries and friends that are in the 2,000 to 100,000 thing subscribers. If she stays regular, consistent, and uh, what have you, she could easily be in the tens of thousands in a year or two.
yeah. It's the matter of just being on a platform that is accessible. It's like half the thing with that stupid 1-2 radio. I don't know how she got in with them or what the
Uh, Here's the thing: believe it or not, it's more closely interlinked with a 1-800 psychic scam, which I can't even begin to tell you how much I hate that concept. Uh, I remember once upon a time there used to be palm readers and psychics on every
yeah.
corner,
We have some of them around still, but
but then they made it illegal, and I was very glad for
yeah,
that fact because they're just parasites.
yeah,
If you were that good at it, you would not need to put out a freaking, what do they call it, shingle.
yeah,
You wouldn't have to open up a shop. You'd be the next Rasputin. Psychic to the stars, and jet setting from country to country, penthouse to penthouse because you were that good.
yeah,
Last time I checked, those don't exist anymore.
yeah. I know we have one that's just up the street, but like I never see anyone go into it. I just see the hand in the window. Um, well, no, they usually have like the hand with the eye Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. And the
Starburst.
little freaking stupid symbols on the hand as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Mm.
all made of neon or whatever.
No, no, don't get me wrong. I do believe there are people out there that can do things that we can't explain. I know I've seen stuff. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know about
I've
that, but
experienced, I've experienced things that cannot be explained uh,
I like
rationally.
the aesthetic of like a cupboard full of like little herbs and crystals and shit like that. Like I like
Mhm.
that, like wizards or warlocks. Yeah, the
Apothecary or
apothecary, like the whole apothecary look.
Mhm.
I thought about doing that, like having like putting that kind of stuff back here and along the side and
Mhm.
having the camera. Be sitting here in robes.
I would have never guessed that about you. I thought you were more of a
I like the aesthetic,
mod.
just the aesthetic of it.
Hey, it would just be full of cinnamon and brown sugar. And, you know,
There would be a little box of Twizzlers in the back. There'd be like a detail carved box with demons and like fucking dwarves fighting
inside
shit,
it's full of
and it'd be
Snickers
Snicker
bars.
bars inside. Yeah, it was literally the Snicker bar. uh,
I like the Snickers with almonds myself because it's basically just a Mars bar retooled. Those were great.
oh, I like the
The
Mars
original
bar.
Mars
I like
bars,
the Mars bar too. Mars bars.
the flat one where you can see the almonds on top.
Oh, the old one.
Yeah, that's the. It was really thin with the nougat and maybe caramel inside, but like on top, but still covered in chocolate. You could count like 3 or 4 almonds, so you knew when you were getting to the almond. So as a kid, we would like eat around the almond, so that that last bite was the almond, or last bites were the almonds. It was just one of those weird things. Like when I get a Three Musketeer bar, I squish it so I can peel off the chocolate.
We used to get, you know, the
Yeah,
Baby
they were.
Ruth. Yeah, the
Mhm.
Baby Ruth. We used to get those because they made them here, and my mom worked at that factory. We get them by the box load. I don't mean like the store box. I mean the shipping container box.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I always
I
liked the
can't
Baby
even
Ruth because
remember what they taste like. I ate millions of those motherfuckers one summer.
it's a nougat covered in peanuts, then covered in
Yeah.
chocolate. I always liked those. When like, and I know I was just kidding myself, but it felt closer to like a granola bar or something healthy than
There's nothing
you know what I
healthy
mean.
about that.
Well, the peanuts maybe,
Yeah,
provided you don't have an allergy. Um,
they're probably fake peanuts made of fucking
no,
arsenic.
no, no, no. But it was the peanut to everything else ratio was kind of high, so it did kind of seem like they just throwing some chocolate on there to hide the
What's the
vitamins.
eat more? You ever have an eat more?
Never heard of it.
No. Okay. It comes in a yellow wrapper. Eat
Yeah,
more.
there's a bunch of snacks and products like that that every once in a while I really miss a lot, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Like Chunkies, you were talking about them the other day.
Yeah.
It's like 4 bites, but it wasn't. It was the texture and
Chunkies.
it was literally like a 1.5 maybe 2 inch square candy bar, but it was almost an inch thick.
Yeah.
So like had to really bite down hard to get through it.
And that's like it's like a chewy like a
It almost looks like a dog treat, dude.
yeah no
Looks
You know
yeah
what I
delicious
mean?
to me.
I can see that, but it's like a chocolatey toffee material, and it's got the
Uh,
nuts in it, and they're actual nuts. And I don't know why it says king size. I've only ever seen it in the one size.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever noticed like like all the king size bars are really just what they used to be once
No, I
upon
mean
a
like
time.
I know that it says king size on it, but that's the only size I've ever seen, and it's been the same since I was a kid.
Like for example,
They
like
came out with the king size, then discontinued the normal, and then just never removed the king size from the package, kind of thing.
yeah, I noticed that like the Twix king
Yeah,
size, it's four Twix, but they're all smaller than a regular size Twix. To me, that's fucked
yeah,
up.
yeah. But it is that time of the show that we pause to talk about our normal stuff to listen to this.
Sure. God, it already sounds gay.
Performers lined up, looking vaguely engaged. Cameras ready, batteries charged. Gonna film some butt stuff, a cinematic charge. He yells action, they strike a pose. One guy checks his teeth, another picks his nose. Butt stuff, oh so scandalous. Chad was making movies that kinda anomalous. Butt stuff, wiggling and jiggling. He's the king of porn, or at least he's trying.
I should have said gay porn.
Yeah, it's not your best, but
I rushed.
It's a little silly.
Get your rear in gear. He adjusts the lightning, a single bare bulb. Gotta capture the essence. He mutters a bulb. Glitter and lube, he adds with a sigh, hoping this doesn't make the subscribers cry. Butt stuff, oh so scandalous. Chad was making movies.
Yeah, it's kind of weak.
Shut up! It's butt stuff.
Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to interfere with your special time.
It's my artistic integrity here.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
Shadwell would never know anything about.
It's kinda textured. Shadow zooms out, needs more directed. Sound effects added, oozing some Oz. He's got a library of questionable raws. One performer asks, is lunch included? Shadow groans, this production's convoluted. Butt stuff, oh so scandalous. Shad was making movies that kinda anomalous. Butt stuff,
I don't know, man. Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Yeah, a little nerd. And it's crap.
Needs more directed. Sound effects added, ooze and some Oz. He's got a library of questionable raws. One performer asks, is lunch included? Shadow groans, this production's convoluted.
I don't get that at all.
Oh, so scandalous. Shad was making movies that kinda anomalous. Butt stuff, wiggling and jiggling.
There's
He's
also
the king of porn, or at least he's trying. Shad was got a vision, a dream so grand, to make the best butt stuff in the whole wide land. He's got the lube, the glitter, and the guys, but maybe he should reconsider his enterprise. Butt stuff, oh so scandalous. Shad was making movies that kinda anomalous. Butt stuff, wiggling and jiggling. He's the king of porn, or at least he's trying.
Okay, that was butt stuff brought to us by Gemini and Suno AI. I made that precisely 20 minutes before the show started. So,
And it shows.
yeah.
Yeah,
I rushed that one. I was a little busy doing some other stuff this morning.
butt stuff. He was doing some other butt
Nah,
stuff.
it wasn't butt stuff. I don't do butt stuff. Butt stuff is gay always.
It's disgusting, is what it is.
Yeah, well, like I said, gay.
Yeah, I will never understand that.
Butt stuff starts as
But
gay and it ends as gay, and it's gay in between. But Shadow would know about that because, like we just heard from the song, Shadow's doing some butt stuff. Butt stuff, butt stuff. This production is convoluted. I don't know. Told you, come up with better stuff, and we'll put it on the show. I'm what?
better stuff.
Just not butt stuff, okay?
Yeah, no. What do you mean by better stuff?
Come up with a fucking song or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I'm working on it,
Justin
but
does the pivot, 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 pivot. Lizard Man. What was that guy's name? What was the lizard guy? David Icke. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like
yeah,
something, something. David Icke. The elders of Zion. The pivot. 9/11 and truth again.
Lizard Man Dan.
Lizard Man Dan. I don't know what the fuck that is, but still.
It was rhymable.
Yep, yep. Okay, that works. Look, man, just go to the thing. Give me AI. Give me a list of anti-Semitic tropes and ways to argue against them, and then it will give you the whole list.
uh,
Or just Google it.
I've,
You know,
I've
there's
got
still
an,
old-fashioned Google.
I got an idea for a song. I'm just trying to come up with little bits here and there since I don't want the AI to 100% think it up.
Whoa! Don't use your brain for this. The joke is that the AI does it all itself. You just tell it when it's being bad.
Well, for the song to work the way I want, I have to introduce certain scenes.
Okay.
I don't want to give any spoilers because I will say this: the first one is not directly going to be. Well, no, actually, it already does have a scene that suggests that. Never mind.
What?
I was going to say it's not going to be gay, but no, I make a scene that kind of suggests that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's really funny about it? We all know that Shadwell is a gay porn producer. He has produced gay porn
no, I did not have anything to do with that.
intentionally.
Uh,
Intentionally.
right. It was completely
It was
no.
very
It
intentional on
was
behalf of Shadwell's part that gay porn was produced.
no.
And any refute to said statement is a lie. Oh, that gives me some ideas for the next song Wednesday. I I did it. I know I did it. I produced it. I produced that gay porn. Shadow singing about what more butt stuff in life.
No.
Yeah. Uh. So what you working on? Because you're not paying
Uh,
attention to the show.
oh no, because I'm
And
bored.
while
Um,
you're not participating, that's why you're bored.
well, it's just getting old.
It's never going to get old. Not until you've paid reparations to the hetero gods for what you have done.
Yeah, I think I'm good. My past is full of
Gay sex. We all know what your past is full.
never happened, not even once.
You told me.
It's
You told me
slander.
you went to that concert in that limo and saw that guy dancing chaps and suck off. What? I don't.
Yeah, I did go to see Judas Priest in
Yeah.
concert, but I didn't know. I didn't know he was gay. Nobody would have,
Tell you.
back then. Back then, it just it was so opposite of what the stereotypical gay lifestyle was like.
You
You know
mean
what I mean?
like
We all knew Freddie Mercury was gay
uh,
and
Elton
stuff like that.
John.
That
Yeah. When
right,
when it comes
but
to Elton John and the guy from Judas Priest, Elton John's the heterosexual in that couple.
I don't know.
Elton John is definitely the top in that relationship.
I really don't care, but
You should. It's your
back then it
culture.
was. Oh no, it's not. It was just so antithetical to the whole heavy metal scene. It was nothing but dudes looking badass and chicks looking smoking hot. You know,
Besides the hair.
uh, right, right. It just seemed like boy meets girl. That's all there is. You know, to think otherwise was just inconceivable. And it turns out there were we were very wrong, and there were a lot of gay dudes in metal. Randy Rhoads, the singer for Quiet Riot, Kevin DuBrow, Rob Halford. Um, it's just when the '80s rolled over, we were cruising into the '90s and stuff, and Joey Lynn Turner from Rainbow, these names started
Rainbow. You
dropping.
couldn't figure out Rainbow.
Rainbow was from the '70s, dude. It had a completely different context, but maybe not. Maybe that's where it started. I don't know. Ronnie James Dio. You'd have
Dio
never.
was
He
gay?
wasn't. No, no, no. But it was like his band, or his band for a while. So you'd never would have guessed. I mean, if someone told me Ronnie James Dio was gay, I wouldn't have batted an eye. He's a little short fuck. Not a lot of chicks going to be hitting on him, no matter how good he can sing. He was in a band called Elf, where everybody in the band was 5 foot or shorter, or like 5'2" maybe. So if you told me he was gay, I'd be like, I'm not surprised.
Uh,
This is my not surprised face.
no, I thought that
Um,
was your I'm gay face. Oh shit, someone's gonna cut that.
there's no such thing. There's no such thing. Um,
Oh, okay. So
so,
anything cool we need to talk about? Any drama? Anything going on? This show is dying.
uh,
That's why I
uh,
introduced the Shadows Gay song segment.
yeah, yeah. What's coming up besides stuff we've already talked about? I don't know. Crafting. How's your project going?
Which one?
Either.
Yeah, I actually meant the bigger one, not the Hobbit one.
It's going good. Thinking of events for the different guilds is a pain in the butt. I did not go as far as Traveler. We're giving each individual class its own set of occupational hazards, I guess. And I went with guilds, but still thinking of events as has not been the most inspiring for me. But that's the spot I want to work on. Oddly enough,
Uh-huh. Well,
Look,
yeah, you got to follow whatever creative wherever your creative muse leads you. That way, you get the best results in the long run.
yeah,
If it takes a little longer because you had to do some deep dive into some weird thing, that at first seems unrelated, or a weird tangent, that might be uh, conducive to making an overall better product, because your audience is actually gives a shit about whatever that weird tangent is.
yeah.
uh,
mm-hmm.
or you could end up with a total disaster because nobody gives a shit. Do some research, see what's uh, you know doing poorly as opposed to what's doing well. If you follow what's doing well, you're going to end up in Seattle, Washington, in a back alley somewhere, wondering why you got a handful of nickels and your pants down at your ankles. Um,
Yeah, you might enjoy that though.
yeah. Don't chase whatever's hot, but do be aware of what sucks or what people are pissed off about or not enjoying. Because there are a lot of really really weak and watered down bastardizations of what makes this hobby cool, just being pumped out left, right, and center. And don't be one of those guys. Yeah,
Yeah,
make something badass. Where characters have to do cool ass shit. And by cool ass shit, I don't mean coming up with a new pumpkin spice latte recipe.
oh, you don't like pumpkin spice latte?
I only drink water, so I don't even know what it tastes like. Um,
Uh, Latte, but with pumpkin seasoning.
I don't know what the fuck a latte tastes like.
Coffee, but creamy.
Okay. Yeah,
And
not really.
strong.
I do like strong coffee, but it doesn't like me
Yeah, yeah, that can happen to you.
because I drank too much. You drink too much or you overindulge in any one thing, and eventually you're not going to be able to do it at all because it will fuck you up one way or another.
Says the man that drinks nothing but water.
That's why, because the healthiest thing I could do was to not drink what I was drinking and drink the most natural and pure substitute for. Well, wait, it's not a substitute; it's the original drink. So
Yeah, chlorine suspended in a H2O matrix.
no, no,
There is some fluoride for flavor.
probably. So I was thinking, what are when our traveler game is over, what are, besides the aforementioned Morkborg, what are some games or genres you guys like to explore?
uh, Me, I'm open to just about anything. Uh, you want to do some high anime fucking? You want to spend the $700 and get the fuck the Jane Austen role playing game?
No, no, no. Um,
I don't want to either.
yeah, I don't think anybody really does. And if they do, they're not coming anywhere near my house.
Yeah, the idea of playing like a Jane Austen inspired game doesn't offend me. It's the game that was specifically created that does, because it doesn't actually follow any of the premises of the writing, but relies more on Seattle tropes,
Hmm. Yeah,
diversity and
whatever it
whatnot.
is, I would like it to not be whatever our next game is, not be regular fantasy unless somebody else is running it.
Yeah, well, I don't
Because
know.
I get enough of that right now. I'm in a bunch of games that are that. Um,
Unless George wants to run that thing he said he wanted to run next, I'll do the Morkborg, and then we
mm,
can struggle session from there.
cool.
Um, so you will go to a camp in the middle of China and be forced to watch pro CCP propaganda until we come up with what the next game is.
Mm.
Uh, or else. Uh, yeah. So, crafting. You're running your book,
Yep.
your game book. We need to get back to that, Shadow. Working on
Yep,
ours.
yep, yep. It's a shame we don't have more of it together
Yeah,
to play test it live.
yeah, because we could definitely do that. Um, we know what the core mechanic is. You want to like just sit down and do character creation, and not get a rough draft of that sometime
Yeah,
next month.
we really honestly unless something changes, Monday nights look like one of my best nights to do that.
Yeah, what was my schedule for that? I can't remember. I don't think I have anything after dinner on Mondays. So yeah, yeah, okay. Like, say we meet up an hour after the show ends, or
Yeah,
when's
it's gonna
that
have
good
to be
for you?
more. It's gonna have to be more than that because
Yeah, you got your dinner. I just realized that.
yeah, yeah,
You gotta make food, and I
yeah.
forgot. I forgot about the time difference.
More or less
Uh,
anytime after 5:30 my time, which would be
8 mine.
like 4 hours from now. Oh shit,
Yeah,
my thing's about to die.
yeah. So yeah, 5 plus 3 is 8. So yeah, 8 my time. Okay, I'll set that on my clock. Yeah. Do you want to start tonight or next week?
Yeah, yeah. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Okay.
No time like the present.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And
So
I need to find what I did with the actual cop game that I just got.
yeah.
You know, oh, there it is. Okay. So I also picked up Traveler 2300. Uh,
Ooh, sexy.
yeah, it's I don't know anything about it, but someone told me that there was a super cheap copy on eBay, and I bought it, and I honestly didn't look at the the ad well, and I thought it was missing some stuff, and it turns out the only thing it's missing is dice, and I'm like, fucking great. I don't care about that, you
You can
know.
go to a dollar store and get some of those.
Well, it only came with like a D10 and 4D6.
It had a D10.
Yeah, I've got extras. I might even have, it was probably a game science or something like that D10 to begin with, uh, or I can go look at other ads and see what the dice look like, and keep my eyes out for
Similar.
and throw them in there and be like,
Yeah.
it's close enough. They're not, because you'd be surprised. There are some people out there be like, those aren't original dice. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're right. I just threw some dice in there, Um, but some would come with them, and I don't fucking care. I usually keep the dice in the box that they come with. So I have dice in all kinds of games. I just don't take them out. Whereas other people will do that, and that's
How
that could
you
bite
lose
you in
them?
the ass if you ever try to resell a game. Is all I'm saying.
Hmm.
You know, especially an old game. One of the classics, if you will. But
Yeah. So we'll do that. 8 o'clock. I'll set my thing. I'll send you a link on the other account.
mhm.
We'll have that archived.
Let's make it 8:30.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just ding me on Discord.
Yeah, just so that I can have dinner and clean up afterwards and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because I do want to get that rolling because I like right now, if you ask me, what genre or whatever I'd want to play, um,
It's 6 months behind schedule. That's all I'm saying.
uh-huh. No,
Yeah,
I'm doing it all right now. I'm playing Traveler. I'm playing Amazing Adventures. I got a game of that tomorrow, which looks like a
yeah.
really fun game. I don't like some of the mechanics, but they work.
Whatever.
It's the genre, and since it's a multi-genre kind of pulp thing, okay, cool. What do you what
Hmm.
it's really going to boil down to what are the players, what kind of characters do the players make, and then you can build a setting around that to make sure that everybody gets
Hmm.
time to do something. I'm in a GURPS game, which is hard sci-fi. Uh, I'm in a D&D game. I'm in a Traveler game. The only thing it's missing is like a post-apocalyptic uh, Western
Well,
horror game.
well. After the Traveler game,
Yeah,
post-apocalyptic is a big part of like there is an apocalypse going on in Morkborg. That's the whole point of the
mhm,
game.
mhm.
You
and
are on the
but
cusp of
but
it.
now that I literally went outside today, right now it's like, give me a second. It's like 75 to 80 degrees already.
You're back.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's literally, yeah, it's 77 degrees right now. Um,
Hmm.
Less than a week ago, it was 40. You know,
It's California temperatures, man.
where we live, it's
There's
like,
ice outside. That's all I know.
yeah, if I look, there are places in California where there's fucking snow, but where we live, the change of seasons is like overnight. Literally, it feels like freaking overnight. And if you blink, spring and fall will be gone, and you just get really long winters and really long summers.
Yeah.
But my point is that time of the year, which we're cruising into, always, I go outside and I see tumbleweeds, so I'm thinking it's time to break out the six shooters. Even
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
even if it's a sci-fi six shooter. Um,
We could do like a Western style game, but the seasons will change by the time we're done the Traveler game.
yeah. Well, it'll
Um,
still for me. It'll still be spring summer. Uh,
in 6 months.
oh, in 6 months, I don't know. The Traveler game will last 6 months. If we're actually playing every week, I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I'm thinking three.
Three. Three tops
Yeah,
would
at
be good.
4, 16, between 12 and 16 sessions, and you
Hmm.
know, we'll see. I mean, if it keeps going where it's, out one game is like an hour in the day in the life of these characters, then
Yeah,
maybe.
we spent what 2 hours in game, at the table the
Mhm,
last two sessions.
mhm.
Some of the players need to be a little more decisive with their actions.
Yep, yep.
Um, not like you can't role play your character being indecisive. Just like pay attention. We're not here for a fucking long time,
Yeah. Well, uh,
So
the grace period is only going to last another session or two before I'll be like, look, uh, you know what's going on. If you
mm,
don't, uh, how can I help?
yeah.
Because I'm always available Monday through Friday
Hmm.
on Discord and stuff like that. If anybody's got questions and stuff like that, and
I've got to take my D&D character sheet and move it over to the same format I have the Traveler one because I'm losing shit on that fucking thing. Because it's
yeah, well, I mean, after a year, in the way it's been going, um, there is a lot to keep track of.
Mhm.
Thank God it's not. Some of the other games are even more complicated, um, with feats and things like that, and
Yeah.
playing a wizard or something.
Oh, it's like items aren't like some items are over here, some items are over there, and there's not enough space to write all the items you can carry down. So,
Hmm.
and even like the space that's given, like okay, I can write down a third of the name of the thing. Like there, most of the lines at the same text spacing I use they used on the cheat. Like so, my letters are the same size as the ones they used. There's not enough space to write down brass horn.
George, no, I don't think we were referring to you. You seem to be paying attention.
Yeah,
I think Raven at the end, toward the end of the session, was distracted with having to go to the other show.
yeah,
Uh, the conversation with the psychic uh, seemed to throw her.
yeah. And it's just like you're not paying attention to what's being said. That's why you like you're a big woo woo fan, but you don't know how mental talk works.
Yeah, I thought that would have went over well better with her, but she was clearly getting messaged or something from the people you coming on the show, blah blah blah. The big
Yeah,
big miss popularity and them trying to drag her into the other show, which I don't mind. Just uh, how hard is it to just say, hey, can I come in 30 minutes after the start? If you ever watched the show when I was on it, I was always late.
yeah.
Always late.
30 minutes. Yeah,
Just because we got to, if she didn't have to leave, we would probably make it a 3 hour session. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And having to cut it, you know,
Oh,
short or
I'm okay for YouTube. There being
just 2 hours. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's just cut the table talk to a minimum, right?
Hmm.
Um,
But the whole process of wrapping up does take a few minutes.
yeah,
You to make sure that it is a good place to stop and say your goodbyes and stuff like that. And because we stayed on for another like 2 hours, didn't we?
no, just an hour. I was
Oh, okay.
tired, but
We,
sometimes we've done that. We did that the first week, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we would do that anyways, no matter what it was.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, no, George, you were fine. You were actually you
yeah,
actually.
yeah,
And to be honest, everybody so far has done pretty
yeah.
good.
Why do I hear haunted carousel music in the background?
That's
It's
Jackie
Jackie.
practicing for his class.
Ah,
Mm,
He's actually
okay,
home
few
sick today. He didn't go to school. He
times.
wasn't feeling well.
well, through the walls, it sounds like haunted carousel music.
He likes that kind of music.
Okay, okay.
That's
Well,
why he
it's not
wanted
just the walls then. Okay.
that's why he wanted the broken piano down the street because it had that off tune,
Yeah.
out of tune
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. The thing is, George, like once you figured out who the bad guy was, you figured it out, right? Like you didn't like then keep going back to that uh distracted like I just did there. Ow.
Look,
Just
the Colonel's the bad guy so far.
yeah. For all we know, the second we help the other guys get get free from the colonel, they could turn on us as well because we don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. But still, the vaginal face guys are definitely the bad guys.
The who?
Vaginal face guys.
Oh, the fish faces.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. That's not the kind of face they have.
Yeah. And when or where or if you'll see them again, no, George, no. You know who Omen's character is because you play cards with him on every Saturday evening.
Yeah.
He's not the guy in the blue suit.
The guy in the blue suit was the secret agent that first came out of the ship when it landed.
Yep, he's the
Not
one who's supposedly in charge, but the colonel had other ideas or something.
Yeah, he went rogue. He's like, my commander said your commander doesn't exist.
Mhm.
Pew pew.
Mhm.
But all I want is my sweet ass Gauss pistol back because I got that
Your
for
VR goggles and
my VR goggles because I'm incompetent without them, and I assume you can do that in I almost said Cyberpunk. The travelers that just rely on something that you don't have, like I put it on autopilot.
kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
there's. I mean, the tech is is pretty. Uh,
advanced.
yeah, depending on place to place, but yeah,
Yeah,
the that's one of the things I like about Traveler over a lot of other games. Um, is it's always different wherever you go
yeah.
versus like some games that are pretty popular out there. They've got this.
It's Seattle, Seattle, and more Seattle.
hmm exactly. Even the aliens, they're only topped out here, just like you. Everybody's nice
Yeah.
and even on the tech, and that's
And you know what that means? You know what that ends up happening, right? Like somebody summons a fucking Tarask into your world, and your players are like, "I can fight that." You know what a Tarask is?
hmm
Yeah, and it's like, "Oh, I've already killed 17 Tarasks this week. I'll kill another one."
yep, yep.
Yeah,
And even early original series Star Trek, every time they
yeah.
went to a different world, the tech was you never knew what you're going to get. That's the way
Up
it
and down.
should be. Sometimes it was way beyond the Federation and everybody else.
Hmm.
Sometimes it was primitive as shit. That's
And
that's what we
sometimes it was just a fucking energy cloud. And you know what you did with the energy cloud? You prayed it didn't kill you.
we ran like hell
And
to the
then you ran
nearest
like hell.
to get the hell off, or you called Scotty to get your ass back to Mars.
Energy, what?
Cloud.
Oh, cloud. I heard clown.
The same thing.
There was one that was pretty much a clown. So
Yeah. But
you
yeah,
remember he had the black cat with the crystal
yep, and the wand.
and the wand.
And that was a kind of an interesting effect at the very end, what they really looked like.
The baby face.
No, the
Was
little plant-like creatures when they shriveled up.
oh, I have to watch it again. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
But yeah,
I
one of
hated
the
that episode.
yeah with the black cat. And yeah, there's one game that I'm thinking of, but I know other games. It's like no tech level goes beyond this, if you will. It's like this is the
Yeah.
max, um, and it's not very high. And I'm like, well, you're kind of taking out the mystery, the sense of wonder that is part and
Yeah.
parcel to sci-fi. You've got to have
Like
that
what's beyond the next horizon?
yeah, those gadgets or those
Yeah.
MacGuffins or the situation or effects that are unexplainable. Uh,
It's you got to have the Clark's third law, right?
mhm,
Like Clark's third law states that sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and that's
exactly.
you got to have that sense of wonder of like, yeah,
And a lot of games,
fucking
even
transporters were a thing they talked about in
Like
science
this
fiction
game,
TV
I know
shows.
this game is chock full of that. You know what I mean? The tech level, the highest tech level is this, and that's it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
why?
because it's 2300, but like you could easily pick up the other one and say, okay, some artifact was found
Exactly.
here
Or,
or
or, or
whatever.
a company is developing this thing on the cutting edge, or these aliens have this thing that you guys don't have. That's
Yeah,
all simplistic but crucial elements to.
or like the 1980s Total Recall film, right?
Mhm.
You know, where like there's like playing with memory and stuff, but then they go to Mars and they find this like, what
Yep.
the fuck is that thing and what's it gonna do?
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, okay, Quaid puts his hand on the thing and it like lets there
Off the
be
ice.
air, but you didn't know that. You don't know what the fuck that thing's doing.
Hmm.
Uh, for all you know, like they could have made a sequel to that movie like 5 years later, and like an alien mothership pops up in orbit over Mars and asks you where the whales are.
Right. And George, that's just the beginning, I guess. You know,
That
you
was a
picked
Star
up,
Trek movie reference.
uh, you picked up some cool stuff, and uh, you guys are on your way to another planet.
Yeah,
Kind of cool.
yeah. I need to get myself a couple of mega creds.
Yeah,
I need
I was thinking, to do this campaign right, that you kind of should have the opportunity to visit like almost all the planets in the solar system. Going to Mercury seems kind of pointless.
it's a mystery. Um,
Well,
there's a
I
mystery, right?
know.
So,
No, Mercury is so blazing fucking hot that I don't
well,
believe that we're gonna ever get anything out of it. You know what I mean?
orbital stations.
Well, but even then, aren't they going to be so damn close to the sun that they're going to be popping freaking freezer units every 8 minutes?
They could be on the dark side of the planet, always locked, like tidally locked, and it's got a gaseous atmosphere. So I think the plan was to put like material collectors, just have it
Maybe, but
siphon
it, it just seems like such an extreme environment that
there would be gas and alloy mines, just like if it's just a matter of like putting the Hoover hose out the bottom there and letting it pull in the dust,
yeah,
and
I
then
just
just
picture everything
Yeah,
melting when it gets not
yeah.
even doesn't
Well,
even get there and it's already melting.
well, that's the thing, Shadow. They have technology that can withstand temperatures similar to that of Mercury now.
yeah.
Problem is, it's so damned expensive. It's not worth sending it there. We're
Yeah,
talking
that's
more expensive than what it would produce than what it would cost to produce a brand new space shuttle now in today's money. And
yeah.
that technology still outprices that shuttle.
But once you have that like infrastructure set up, and it's just continuously shooting back bricks of material,
Whatever. Yeah.
yeah, like iron or like stuff you'd need for like space dry docks or whatever, right? Your spaceport manufacturing hub.
Well, I have to go through my notes and see if anybody took Mercury. Because if nobody did, then there's no reason to.
Just fuck it. I think Raven did. She had the gas people.
No, she had Venus.
Venus.
That because there was if nobody did any work on the place, we can skip it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just if you work like Mars, you worked on Mars, so
We could spend time. There's a lot of space on Mars that I gave you a lot of detail,
well, yeah, but what my point is
and it
since
wasn't fucking retarded shit like gas bag people that No offense, George, but that's just kind of lame.
Is that what he did?
I think Raven did something similar, and George did something
But
like
I mean,
that.
my point is, if you work
Yeah,
on, if you did the work, you should get to experience it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
as a
I
player,
didn't.
if
Sorry.
you did some work on a planet, then we should explore it.
yeah,
Yeah,
we will.
when I took Jupiter, I didn't say there was a in
Yellow, Yellow
species
Rock.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yellow rock lobster. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't say there was a
rock
species
lobster.
already on Jupiter. In fact, Jupiter has at this point been siphoned to the point that there has been discovered to be floating islands in Jupiter's atmosphere, which has just been siphoned enough some of the upper islands are habitable. But most humans are on orbiting stations.
Yeah, you know how long it would take to siphon anything for sensible? Like, if our entire solar system, like, we replaced batteries with little 100% disposable hydrogen cells. You know how long it would still take to siphon anything off of Jupiter? Like a trillion years, man.
Shadow's the one that suggested the siphoning part when I said people travel down to the
Shadow
island.
makes gay porn for a living. Did you not hear today's interlude butt stuff?
I make an inferior beast species that could be tough monster to fight. Yellow
Yeah,
rock
okay.
lobster.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I was mistaking you
Raven is
for
from
Raven.
Venus. Justin is from Mars.
Yes, Raven is from somewhere, and I want to go to Mars. But the Mars in my world, not the one in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no Taylor Swifties.
Yeah. 40 trillion of them, motherfucker. Yeah.
Wow.
All of them need some man meat.
Oh, that's gross.
Yes. But at least it's not gay,
Yeah.
like you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if they need some man meat, there's definitely some lesbo action going on Mars.
It doesn't count. Lesbians don't count. Lesbians are fake. Didn't they teach you anything in science?
What do you
As
mean
the meme
fake?
says, Shadow, having lesbian friends are great. Well, after put a few drinks in them, they return to factory settings.
I like that. 'Cause you're not wrong.
That's it. They're fake. Okay.
Well, for the most part, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Ah. We're definitely getting deleted off this platform.
You guys are. I
Well,
can't
Justin
go
would
anywhere.
be. I'm saying this on Justin's show. None of this ever gets said on my show.
Yeah.
Nah, it's said on my show. Who am I kidding?
Well, no, I
Do you
said it.
know what happened to Min May in the books?
Yeah,
Shadow could tell you.
yeah, yeah. She. It's not pretty. At least that's what I understood. It wasn't pretty. It was Edwards. Was that the big bad guy with the eye patch, like Bretai? The fake the cybernetic half face.
Yeah.
You remember that character crafting?
Crafting.
Uh,
Jinx.
he's in one of the books.
He's
Haven't
in a
read that
bunch of
book
the
yet.
books.
Yeah.
Well, unless we're
Well,
talking about the Palladium RPGs.
No, I'm talking about the paperbacks.
No, I have
You
not
should
read
try
that.
to track those down. They were
I've
actually
been trying. Can't find them.
they're actually pretty decent.
If I look somewhere, I'm pretty sure, given how old it is, I'll find free with ads on YouTube somewhere.
Well, if you find that, let me know because
Yeah,
I wouldn't
because
mind. Trying.
I actually sold the entire set of like all 18, like a dumbass. I don't know why I did that. I probably
I think
just
there's
needed the money.
22 of them.
Well, uh, when I sold them, I had 18 because there was six, six, and six, and there might have been the 19th one that had just come out after the Sentinels, or it was the Sentinels.
You should try to track them down and read them. Oh, have a second YouTube channel where you read them aloud.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. You should
Why
try
me?
that because Papa Shadow could be a narrator. I know you could.
Yeah, people have said that before. I just
Oh,
And look,
right.
doing this line of work would be a lot more wholesome. Pirating paperback books from Harmony Gold would be a lot more wholesome than making gay porn in your garage. And I'm trying to save your soul here, Shadwell.
um, there's no porn in my life whatsoever, so I'm good when it comes to that. There's plenty of other things that my soul probably needs saving from.
Yeah, like fucking giving meth to high school students. They make gay porn for you.
Yeah, that's
Did
not
we
only is
not
that wrong, that's evil.
did we not listen to the previous song with poor Jimmy or Timmy or whatever the fuck that guy's name was? Uh, Johnny,
Look,
that's what it was.
here's
Uh,
seven of them for $20.
that's
Here's
pretty good.
12 of them for $50.
That's not so good.
11 of them for 48.
Uh,
8 of them for 26. So they're out there.
and this.
I would start with here's a lot of book one through six for 10.49. First generation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to wrap up. This show was low energy.
Wait.
We got 8 minutes,
When
seven
snap my
minutes.
finger, you will forget you ever wrote. That never happened, so there's nothing to forget.
Oh, I snapped my fingers, and he's denying it.
Because it never happened. It's not a real
Uh,
thing.
because I snapped my fingers and you forget. Oh, okay. So, Shadwell,
Yeah, but yeah, crafting. There's all kinds of uh, places to get the books. You too, Justin, if you're interested.
yeah,
And they're not like crazy priced like some other things that I've followed over the years. Um, which is surprising. You would think that like for example, BattleTech. You try to find the first early BattleTech books; they're literally like hundreds of dollars.
yeah, the originals.
Dagger Point, etc.
Dagger Point.
I don't know. It's got something like that.
Yeah, I have it in audiobook form.
Yeah, I had. I never had the first one, but I've got book number two. I think I still have it, and it's like, you know, I know book one was about a decade ago. It was about $250. It was like I just
Yeah,
couldn't.
library.
Um,
Going to go check that because I know it's not Dagger Point. It is Grey Death Legion, Thunder Rift.
okay. What's the second one called?
Um, fuck. I just clicked off of it. Sorry, I'm going back to it.
No worries. Thought you might still be on it.
Mercenary Star.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's the one.
The the first. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that's books 6 and 7. What the fuck? Am I looking? Oh no. Way of the Clans, Blood Name.
I think I have that one too.
The Rourke's Drift, I think, was the first one released. Or Thunder Rift was the first one released though. Because it's the Great Death Legion.
Mhm.
I think those were the first ones released. Yeah, I gotta look it up later. There's a list that includes when they came out, but that's a trilogy. Uh, Thunder Rift, Mercenaries, whatever it was, Star,
Uh,
and The Price of Glory. That's the Grayson Carlisle trilogy. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I did like 40 of those books at one time, and I can't remember shit about them.
I right there with you with the not just Robotech, but the Horse Clans. That's why I started rereading them,
Hmm.
and I only made it through about halfway through the first book before I got distracted and need to go back. I need to put that book back in the car so that when I'm in the car, I actually just it's kind of like that book you leave in the bathroom. And you only read it when you're in the bathroom.
Yeah. I don't know. I do that. So Friday we're gonna work on reworking a story we've done before.
Mhm.
I might pick one of the old ones, or like you said, finish something,
Yeah,
and then
you might as well kill two birds with one stone if you can. If
yeah,
there's something you didn't finish, try to finish it.
yeah,
If you finished everything that you've done, then just go
yeah,
over it again and see how you can make
yeah,
it better or what have
yeah.
you.
If there's something you've wrote that is like short, right? See what you can do to try and make it longer. Like I wouldn't mind seeing you try to get something up to like 100 pages, maybe
Well, I have something
130.
that's almost 150, but
What one's that?
Vor,
No, like something you're serious about,
yeah,
and that could like use a polish too. Even if it's not something you're serious, like you want under your own name, I want to see you get something on on your shelf, like your published shelf,
yeah.
by the end of the
Well,
year.
I really want to go back to the first story and that whole thing. Um,
Because okay, so that like clean it up, make it more neat and presentable,
mhm,
fill in any plot holes and inconsistencies, and just we can work on formatting
mhm,
some session. Um, I'm not an expert in that. I can't like say master it, but like for an Amazon release, whatever.
yeah,
And then like you can always do like the better formatted version. You can always like change the text. You always complain that people change the text. Sometimes it's literally just formatting. Like
yeah.
like 90% of that is like it was formatted shitty because I'm an independent and I learned how to do it better, so I reformatted it. And you can do that. Uh, so there's that. Um, yeah. So
Are you going to
like
be joining us in this crafting?
that's starting in the next month.
Yeah.
So you don't
Well,
have to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got time to decide it. Probably, I'll give it a real consideration just for the very least because I do have a couple books I haven't finished yet.
Yeah. And like obviously the publishing something by the end of the year is another
Yeah.
10 months away. So, but the sooner you get something out there, the sooner you like, I've done it, so I can do it
Yeah.
again and do it better. And if you publish something under a pen name, you don't have to worry about it being like under your name. So, but I think like we need to wrap up. But one of the things you really need to work on, Shadow, is getting out of your own headspace and your own comfort zone for like things that are dark, because you want your bad guys to actually be doing stuff that's
Sure.
not you. You don't want to
Oh,
have like on the page, Shadow is now fighting Shadow because Shadow is upset with Shadow, which is a lot of like things I need to work on. It's things you need to work on. It's things every writer needs to work on. But
yeah.
okay,
So I'll
we'll
see you
see.
tonight in a couple hours.
Yeah,
Crafting.
4 or
Have a good
5 hours.
afternoon.
You do?
Okay, and then we'll see you all